This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Drew Landry wants to know, when you were in WWE, did you reach out to Flair in a recruitment attempt, or did you know that Flair was trying to leverage a better deal? So I think what Drew's asking here is, when you and Tully came up in '88, we had often heard that Rick was supposed to be Brother Love's guest at SummerSlam, and for whatever reason that didn't work out. Maybe he got cold feet. Maybe he had already done his play with Crockett. He winds up sticking around, and instead the special guest at that SummerSlam for Brother Love show is Hacksaw Jim Duggan. A little bit of a letdown, since they had teased that it was almost going to be a debut and a huge surprise. But I am curious, was Rick reaching out to you to get your feel of things in New York? And what was your report back to him?
Well, the original conversation after we went down to the office, Tully, myself, Rick, and I think JJ was in there, and we voiced our displeasure. Tully had his reasons. Some of them coincided with some of my reasons. My main thing was being compensated properly. It was not about the booking or anything else. It was explicitly being paid for what I was worth. And, Rick and I and Tully had talked, we're not going to go down and hold the guy up, but we're going to have a chance to, he's going to give us a chance to make it right, or we're going to do something different. And Rick was on board for that conversation that we're all going to go. And, which would have been really a heavy deal.
Oh yeah.
But when we left that room and push come to shove and things got down to the nitty gritty and we turned our notice in, I think Rick didn't believe, now it became real to him, but I still think that night in Philadelphia, he thought we were going to be at TV the next day.
Right.
Or the live event or whatever it was. And when we weren't there, then it really became real. And I think he had to evaluate, well, he's not willing to walk out on the money he was making and the reputation that he had, as the NWA champion and all those things, the relationship he had with Jimmy Crockett. And then he figured out, damn, we were gone. And the timing would have been to have the most impact for the three of us would have been if he went with us. And he didn't. And obviously things changed and changed the course of history a little bit. But that's one of those huge, wow, what ifs.
Well, you've told us before that you weren't exactly thrilled with the touring schedule and the way things were going in your first run with the WWF, and you were missing home and all that jazz. And obviously you and Flair are two totally different people in that regard, but would you have communicated any of your unhappiness, or did you know that, well, my issue won't necessarily be his issue, so it's not worth mentioning?
As far as talking to Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, about, what? There wasn't an issue other than we knew there was tough travel.
Right.
But with the idea that the guy was going to make us more money, words out of his mouth than we'd ever made, and certainly more than we had made with Crockett, we were, hanging on to his every word and expecting to have the biggest year in the business. It was going to warrant us traveling quite a bit more than what we were used to, but still Crockett had it, we had a pretty solid touring schedule too. We just had the benefit of the two private planes. That was the big difference. But we were working the same number of days, just about. As far as that goes, there was no such thing as an off day. But yeah, I mean, I would not have complained to Rick on our conversations because we were being used goods. We were they put us over everybody. We were the tag champions. They did not give us some goofy gimmick. We were allowed to go out there and work our ass off, and that's the part we really enjoyed. There weren't a lot of parameters put around us or put on us. The only time he would have found out that we weren't happy is when the guy told us, you know, that he was, now this is Vince now, that he could not catch us up and make our money right. That would have been the point where we had told Rick, we're not happy, and that he would have said, okay, I can damn sure put you a deal together with WCW. So hang on and let me see what I can do there. But, that would have been the first indicator that we had not made the best decision.
Let's do a question here from Adam. He says, when did you hear about the great matches Flair and Steamboat were having in 1989? Of course, at the time you were with the WWF. Did you see them? Have you ever seen them? And if so, which was your favorite?
Believe it or not, I think I've watched, whatever match it was, but it would have been one of those when I was gone because I didn't get a chance to see it live. And I appreciated it and respected all that they were doing, just like anybody else was. I mean, I become a fan. I'm still a fan. 2 times, people ask, when do you really miss being a wrestler? And it's 2 times. When I see it done really, really well.
Right.
And is the art form that it should be, or when something is going wrong during a match and I know how to fix it, I'm just on the wrong end of the television. That's the 2 times I really wish I could still be out there.
Adam has a great question. He says, what was your opinion of Rick taking the big gold belt with him to the WWF? This is a good question because it's been brought up that a lot of guys in the locker room in WCW felt like, oh, how selfish is he? He's killing our business. He doesn't care about us or anyone in this locker room. He only cares about himself. But then I hear from other guys, no, that's just somebody trying to stir shit. We were getting paid every week. I didn't care what he did with the belt. What'd you think?
Yeah, because, it meant something to some people. Other people, it really didn't mean anything to. Really, Rick would have never given it a thought that he was screwing the guys.
Right.
By taking. But after what Rick, what Jim Herd did to Rick and did to me and countless other guys, he deserved whatever he got. He had it come. He was the problem, not the guys, not the talent. He screwed a lot of guys around and had no history or working knowledge of our business at all. Had no business. He shouldn't even been allowed to buy a ticket to one of our shows. And to be in the position he was in, that was Rick's way of fighting back. And it was probably the one that had the most, at the time, impact
right
on his entrance to the other place. And I don't fault him for that.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.